The bar was on the floor, so it's actually impressive that the Avs managed to go lower than that thing. Avs lose to the Montreal Canadiens 7-3. This show is called Avalanche Review. I've been doing it for a very long time now, and realistically, a review, in my eyes, is taking a look at the game, breaking it down, showing you some highlights, and showing you what went right, what went wrong. But I don't see a whole lot of purpose in showing you the highlights of this hockey game, because breaking down the good and the bad of a game is built on a bed of the Avalanche actually trying, and they have not. For the past two games. At least the majority of the team has not put in an acceptable effort. I want to be clear here, this is specifically in the box of the last two games. I'm not particularly concerned about this big picture. The Avs will be just fine. Once they get through the break, they'll turn it back on. They'll be the great hockey team that we know they are. But in the moment, in watching these games, they are not putting the effort in to win, and they're not winning because of it. Particularly your best players. Nathan MacKinnon and Marty Necas have absolutely phoned it in the last two games. They have to play better than that if you want to realistically have a chance to win. Not that there isn't major other issues in this game. I don't think there was a single aspect of the game that the Avs were good enough, from goaltending to defense to forwards to obviously special teams, where they were a complete disaster again. But how can you start to fix any of the problems this team might have right now if they aren't at least putting the effort in? The only highlight I want to show you from this game, I think, encapsulates those feelings perfectly. All right, Avs down 2, early-ish in the third period. They're getting in on a break here. MacKinnon has gotten you the zone entry and ultimately gotten it across. Necas and Leckie in on a 2-on-1. Necas fumbles the pass horribly and turns it over, which is bad, and Necas did a lot of that. Is bad. But this is not the big problem on the play. Brent Burns gets in, fires a puck towards the net, gets blocked by the first guy. Also bad to not get it past the first guy, but also not the problem on this play. Keep in mind, your two forwards are down at the goal line. Brent Burns is one of your defensemen pinching. Nathan MacKinnon is the high forward in the zone on this play. As this puck ricochets and redirects out of the zone, Nathan MacKinnon is cheating in and not doing his job defensively as the high forward. And I could forgive this to some extent if Nathan MacKinnon just was hard crashing the net, didn't recognize the puck going out of the zone, and thought he was trying to jump into the play. The Avs are down 2. You need to be aggressive offensively. But Nathan MacKinnon is just floating into the zone, blissfully unaware of what is happening around him, and not aware that there's a Montreal player in behind him on his side of the ice. This is his job. All of this is his job, and he's doing nothing. He turns around, sees, oh, I've made a massive mistake on this play. I need to get on my horse. Nathan MacKinnon's a really fast player. Yeah, he's going to be behind, but if he gets up to speed, maybe he can catch these secondary guys, and this isn't a disaster of a hockey play from him. Instead, he half-asses it. He doesn't even get back into the picture of this play and leaves the back check for Marty Necas, who has to come all the way back from the goal line to try and get back in this play. Now, Necas doesn't do a great job of back-checking either, particularly in this play, as he kind of gives up. You don't get great communication between him and Cale on who's taking what. It's not particularly good, but Nathan MacKinnon is not even in the frame of this video. And for once, the video is actually on point, showing you what you need to see. Not good enough from Nathan MacKinnon. This puck goes across, and the game is over. That's the type of play that gets a fourth-line player benched, a prospect sent back down, and it's just not good enough. I'm going to reiterate this because people keep yelling this at me. MacKinnon will be fine. I'm not worried about this. He will turn it back on, but he's clearly not there right now, whether that's him thinking about the Olympics or him needing a break from a brutal NHL schedule. Whatever it is, he'll be back. But right now, he hasn't shown up for the last two games. And if it starts at the top, it follows suit through a significant portion of the lineup. I think there is some validity to the fact that the Avs have earned some games off this year with the record that they have, with the lead that they have on the NHL. Yeah, they can afford to have some bad hockey games, and they'll be just fine, like I've been saying. It doesn't make the games any more watchable, though. If you give your best effort and you lose, life happens. That's not particularly fun, but You can at least understand the situation. Sometimes the other team is better than you. But top to bottom, it so blatantly shows that there are too many guys not giving their best effort right now for Colorado. And that's unfortunate because there should be some good things to build on in this game. Brock Nelson gave you an early goal that should have allowed you to reset and be competitive in this game, and instead you didn't try. Ross Colton scored a goal for the first time in 25 games, which could have given you an opportunity to get back and pull off a comeback in this hockey game, and hopefully there are positive repercussions from that going forward where Ross can get his mojo back, and then you immediately threw the game away once again. That McKinnon turnover I showed you was less than 2 minutes after Ross Colton scored the goal and closed the game to a 2-goal deficit. That's not trying. All of the issues in this game, I have faith, will be fixed by a better effort from the majority of the team. The bad goaltending, it happens. It's not going to be a consistent issue. The bad defense has been cropping up a little bit more, but when you get Devon Taves back, I expect that to pretty much go away. The bad offense, again, as soon as McKinnon and Nate just decide they want to try, will go away. More concerningly, the one big problem that has been a big problem for the Avs this entire season is special teams. Now, I don't think the penalty kill is a problem, but we are seeing it start to relinquish goals more often, and it's still a really good PK. Teams are supposed to score on the power play sometimes, but the fact that it's not perfect means there's more pressure on the power play to succeed. And the power play is not only not succeeding, it's actively hurting you. The Avs gave up their 9th shorthanded goal of the season, the most of anyone in the NHL. Their actual power play is an abysmal 15.7%, which is really bad, but somehow not worse than the league. But when you account for those shorthanded goals and look at net power play percent, the Avs are operating at a 10.5% clip. 9 shorthanded goals to only 27 power play goals for. Flirting with 10% net power play is utterly disastrous. This is another issue that we've talked about all season, so I don't need to get into the ins and outs of the details of why and how their power play is horrible, but the fact is that it's remained horrible despite the changes that they've tried to implement. Whether that's a different system, whether that's different personnel, whether who's running it, whatever it might be, it has not worked. And we're drifting into a portion of the season where I have to admit that I was wrong. I did not think this power play was going to be this bad indefinitely. I thought it was going to get better than this, and it was an unsustainable pace of bad from Colorado on this power play. But we are now 52 games into the season, and it apparently is just this bad. We've passed the point of trying to figure it out. Now you have to do something. And I don't mean, oh, just swap 2 guys in their places, or, oh, just shoot the puck a little bit more. No, there have to be legitimate consequences at this point. Whether that's firing your power play coach, whether that's benching your top unit for a game or 2, or whether that's making a move to go get a guy that will help your power play. One of those 3 things has to happen, and soon. This is an unbelievably good hockey team. You cannot let whatever the issues are with this power play sink you this season. You cannot go down like that. I've tried to be patient with it, but the time to act is now. I hope the Avs do something about that, and I hope they decide to start trying again so I can bring you guys actual reviews, but I'm just not going to break those goals down when the Avs ultimately give them up because they are not caring. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. I am Rudo, and please just try.